Hi, this is Nicholas, Crystal Organic Farm. We wanted to give you a little tour of all the produce and all the vegetables that are growing in our high tunnels today. We grow a lot of food inside these high tunnels. Once we finish constructing 2 more, we'll have 19 of them. Greenhouses just like these, and they're attached. They're called the Atabase system, and the company we buy these from, it's Farm Tech. It's a big company out of Connecticut. But anyway, so in here we have Swiss chard, lacinato kale. Both these crops actually have been grown here since October of last year, and we've been picking off of these for many months now, and as you can see, they're still looking beautiful and bigger than ever. And this is a great crop to actually grow throughout the winter in one of these houses. These greenhouses have only one layer of plastic. You can tell the doors are like curtains, and they come in and they open and close just like that, so there's actually very little protection in here. So if it gets very cold, we may put another row cover on these. We're growing some potatoes, some really early potatoes. We saved these potatoes from last year's crop. We planted these at the beginning of this year. And now they're up and beautiful. You can tell they're a little bit shorter on this side, but the further you go down inside the greenhouse, the warmer it is and the higher they get. So we transplanted them. They would sprout, and even if it would freeze the sprout, the greenery would die and burn off, but then new sprouts would come right away, so it's actually okay. Now if we had a big freeze now, I would have to cover them with that white cover that we have on the side there. I like to use all the space in these greenhouses, so we planted some leeks alongside the potatoes, and we're going to sell these leeks as baby leeks, so that they won't have to be in here much longer. And so this is about what we call a baby leek, maybe a little bit smaller, like those two, and those would be ready to go to market. So we're in another greenhouse, and more onions and leeks to your right, as well as Swiss chard. This is all arugula. We seed a bed of arugula, or sometimes 2 beds of arugula, every week of the year, always inside these high tunnels. In the winter time, we have the curtains, as I call them, to close them up, and then in the summertime we take the front walls out, and we continue to grow arugula in here. We pick it very small. I'll show you what size we pick it in a bit. And when we harvest it, it's root and all, and that's what allows us to plant it so close together. Okay, here I told you we'd grow more arugula. This is how we pick it. This is about the size we pick it, maybe a little bit bigger. It really depends on the amount of sunshine these get. But basically what we do is we just pull the whole plant. We get as many of these little leaves off as we can, and we bunch it up. And so it's a one-pick arugula. That's why we seed it every week. Okay, here we planted our first tomatoes of the year. We planted these last Friday. We used hay as a, we put a fine layer or light layer of hay on here so that we can protect the...
And it's your hay?
It's our own, yeah, we cut our own hay so we can make sure it's weed-free, no seeds. This was actually a rye crop, and you can tell we cut it right at the flowering stage, which, you know, there are no wheat seeds in here at all. And this greenhouse here was the very first we built, which is about 6 years ago. So we've really had a long time to control the weed season here. So there's not that many weeds anymore. So I feel okay with planting these tomatoes with just a fine layer of hay to protect them from any kind of the leaves touching the soil too much and so forth. And then next to that we seeded a 1 row of beans, of bush beans. So we'll have that. These are different varieties. We have sweet olive, we have black crim, celebrity, and sun gold in here. So we have another greenhouse full of tomato plants, and there we use a black plastic. And let's go see. Okay, here we have more tomatoes. These are all heirloom tomatoes. They're going to be indeterminates.
Why are they in black
They're in
plastic?
black plastic because this is one of the most recent greenhouses we've just built, so there are a lot more weeds, and this will help with reduction of the weeds as well. Since we just built these, we do not have the end panels on, and so this will also make the soil a bit warmer and so forth. I like using this black plastic, but I also like to lay it by hand, so it's much easier to recycle it, because we can just pull it off like that and then we use it next year for another crop.